honestly, when we're talking, sometimes I want to color, but it's only I'm listening.
Yeah,
but it's like
ADHD.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Particularly when I'm at work.
Doodling and coloring or whatever.
You can focus on that and do that. Yeah.
It actually does help you. It helps the ADHD brain
because
focus.
if I'm sitting here and I'm looking at you, I immediately go somewhere else. So it's like, but I don't want people to think I'm being rude. You know what I'm saying?
By people, you mean us?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the most ADHD thing I've ever heard. You really didn't want to claim it? That's great. Because I've noticed it before and I knew exactly what you were doing. Okay. I was like, I know.
And it's like I'm doing something or I'm writing or I'm doing something, but it's like, the
whole idea of just sitting there and no, you have to be doing something.
Okay, so good. I'm taking out my dicks. I'll be coloring my dicks then. I mean, I started coloring dicks. I don't know.
Do you need to get your pencils over there? Your colored pencils?
They're right there.
Oh, you got a lot of them. Okay. You're not playing around.
I was ready.
With this dick coloring.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's a pretty dick.
It is. I might need to get me one of those.
So, all right. So just understand, I am fully present.
You are talking to a fellow ADHD.
Okay,
I knew what you were doing before you knew what you were doing.
I just wanted to make sure because normally if it's not that, it's games or something.
I was gonna say it's different when it's like a game or you're on social media because then you have to focus on what you're watching. But
it
something
depends
like
on
coloring,
the game. But if it's a match 3, to me it's just mindless. You just and I can focus. But I've got issues.
So, all right, cool. So as long as y'all know that I'm being present, I'm listening and I'm inputting and all of that stuff. But sometimes I have to do something with my hands. All right, you hoes ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. And welcome back to Multiple Gab Wounds. I'm your host, Tony.
I'm Angie.
I'm Andi.
How about y'all going to come with some... I'm going to do it one more time. I'm your host, Tony.
I'm still Angie.
If y'all don't give some goddamn...
I'm pretty sure I'm
every
Andi.
day can't be. Hey, I'm Angie.
You see how I be out here? How I have to take a whole breath?
That's your official position and job.
It kind of is.
You hoes.
Yes, and us hoes is ready.
I was to say, and this is us at Multiple Gab Wounds, where we sit here and we be discussing what?
Whatever.
We're women of color, Gen X women of color, discussing random things, particular things,
sometimes
controversial things.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down.
I'm
gonna write it down next time. We're gonna get it.
There's a reason why we're called Multiple Gab Wounds because we talk about a little bit of everything.
Right.
We really do.
We do.
That's our niche. Okay, I'm not gonna sit up there and try
At
to.
some point, we'll figure out a
100
structure and
niche.
formula, but that's not gonna happen.
I mean, we do have a structure.
We
and
do.
Formula.
We have a
loose structure.
We have a very loose structure.
Yes, I'm good with it. I'm cool with it. I like coming through with like whatever it is that is on our hearts this week. That's what we say, isn't it? On the Apple thing, what grinds our gears.
We actually say nothing of that. On the Apple, we say none of that.
Isn't that stuff on our Apple description?
No, it's basically saying that we're 3 Gen X women of color discussing life, politics, blah blah blah.
I thought there was something on there once that said something about grinding our gears.
When we did our first trailer,
okay,
and that was back when things were vastly different. We had other stuff going on. That was before we needed a new trailer.
So rude. Things were vastly different. Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right.
Yes.
All right. That's fine. Back for another week of shananigans again. And let me start with you, Andi. I know Andy's like, bitch, what?
No one asked for this.
Yeah, we got structure. Let me just change it up a minute.
Right? It's like we have a structure. Anyway,
I went first last time. I'm saying I went first last time. How was your week, Andi?
It was bird-iful.
Bird-iful.
I love a bird-iful week.
It was bird-iful. I got a new station.
It's
I'm
amazing
looking
to me how your mind comes up with these things. You're
I know,
so
right?
fucking witty. It's. I'm so jealous. Bird-iful. I love that. Go.
So I have a new feeding station, but I'm working on with my husband to get some new cameras put up outside to better.
Ooh.
So I'm like really trying to up my game and so forth. So
Because murder.
Right.
BECAWS murder. That's
There's
3 words.
There's underscores in between them.
Yes.
B_cause_murder
Murders.
on TikTok.
Yep.
Seriously, find it.
Get into it.
that red-winged blackbird keeps coming back now.
He's so pretty.
He's pretty. He's
Did you get him yet? Did you get?
I got a brief video of him.
Oh,
Yes, she did. He
I got
came
there was a starling and him
him that were on the thingy.
Aw.
Yeah, he came, but he usually goes to the news feeding station, and so I don't have anything set up for that. So
And then who's the one that keeps eating shit off the ground?
well,
What's his name?
which one? Well, my murder has been eating off the ground more than my feeder,
Okay,
but
because
like Kevin,
squirrel shit.
yeah,
Okay.
those are
I
just
was
like,
gonna say Creed and fucked it up for everyone.
yeah. It's like go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my thing. I like that my husband's getting into it too now. So
That's cute.
I know, I love
like
it.
he's out and sending you videos when you're not at home.
Yes.
When you're not at home. He's like, "Oh, honey, look what our birds are doing."
I'll have to show you the one he sent me because it's got a bird like that came right up to the camera.
Does the rabbit have a name?
I haven't named the rabbit yet, and I need to name.
There's a rabbit.
Yes,
Did I
yeah.
miss the
there's
rabbit
actual
too?
multiple rabbits that come back there, but there's one that's always there.
Oh my
I
goodness!
got rabbits and squirrels, and
I know.
All right,
She's like a fucking Disney.
All right, Disney princess.
I'm on my
Fuck that
old people shit, is what I call it.
They make her clothes and shit.
I know.
So she can go to the
So you
ball.
can go to the ball and bring you glass slippers and shit.
Y'all just didn't realize I was going to balls.
No, I didn't. I was like, bitch, go ahead and go take Angi because I'm not going. But
I was gonna say I want to go to a ball.
I don't. I'm done with balls.
She does.
Take that as you
We
will.
are 13. 13.
Yes, I am. I'm proudly 13.
And I'm proudly all about balls.
I don't know. After that little situation this week, I was about ready to abandon balls again. I was going to be done with balls. I was going to be like, oh, cubby, I don't know, honey. Anywho, we don't want to talk about that. Angie, how was your week?
It was good. I got some shoes.
Oh,
I'm always getting shoes, but I didn't spend extra money this time.
that's what I was about to say. How did your husband feel about that? Is where I was going to go.
It was actually because if y'all remember from a few episodes ago, I am like obsessed with Crocs.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I bought 2 pair because I didn't
Oh,
know
the
which
Crocs.
which ones were going to fit, and it turns out
They
that
both fit.
no, there was one that I thought was going to fit better, but they were like way too big.
Oh, okay.
So I had to take them back. So when I took them back, I got
So it's not new money. It's the same old money.
exactly.
just-
I got the credit for them. And hold on a sec.
Oh, are you wearing them?
And I bought these nice Adidas sandals.
You know
Oh,
what?
those are
I'm
super
Those are too cute. I like those.
So I'll take a picture and put them either on our website or on the.
What was I saying?
Something.
Yes, please. I know we're trying to figure it out. We're
Yeah,
getting
I know
it together.
we're working.
Leave
Y'all,
us the
I'm
fuck
working on
alone.
the website.
And
so
if you show me that website, because I have a
I
little
got
bit
it
of,
fixed. I got the
Okay, I was
thing
about to say I
fixed.
have a little bit of knowledge about that, and I can just I can easily and quickly put things on there faster than I can on our actual social media.
Gotcha.
Because I'm the fucking worst at social media. I'm just telling you right now. But I can whip a website, baby.
I had to learn to not work on the shit when I'm tired.
Oh, okay.
And then I get even more frustrated and angry.
Yeah.
But it's okay, guys. It's coming. It's going to be great. It won't be perfect because we're still learning shit. But you know, it's happening. We just appreciate you guys sticking with us.
And thank you so much for your patience. And I
Yes.
want to give a quick shout out to my baby boy and say mommy loves you, and thank you so much for supporting.
And Auntie loves you too.
And thank you so much for supporting us and for offering us information regarding the video games. And I can't wait to one day play a video game with you once I figure out
Right.
how to get the shit together. Did you have anything else?
No, that's about it. The joys in my life are pretty simple. Watching hooves get trimmed on YouTube and
retail therapy.
Yes, and buying a pair of Adidas sandals.
Honestly, though, what is it about that retail therapy? Because there are days where I simply say, I just want to spend money today. Mm-hmm. What is that?
ADHD.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Ma'am? No.
No, it is.
I mean, you're getting dopamine.
Exactly.
Get excited about something, you purchase it, you're like, oh, that's a dopamine rush.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You're chasing the dopamine.
Sometimes I'm like, I just want to spend money. And then, like, literally, when I spend this money, and then I'm surprised days later when it shows up, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the fuck I ordered.
Or the Amazon, for me, it's the Amazon packages that arrive, and I was like, I don't remember ordering
exactly
this.
that.
And then I opened it and I was like, oh, because I've got a Danny DeVito sticker for my laptop coming, and it's Danny Dorito. So it's got his face on a Dorito.
But that's exactly it. And to a degree, I love it because I'm like, oh, presents, because I forgot what I bought. So, so I'm like, cool.
As long as they're cheap presents.
And like that, when you got the gifts that you got, that was me needing to spend money.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like,
Tony got me a Donald Glover Christ-looking candle. It's one of those. And like I said, I had one that was similar to it. So I'm like, now I have two so I can actually burn one because I didn't want to ruin the other one. So I was like, oh, yes.
There's something else coming.
Oh.
But I couldn't. It's just like I wanted to. Number one, I wanted to spend the money. And then number two, I just felt driven to do so. And like this one here,
I get that.
Whenever I do an Ivy Park, did you know that Ivy Park had a drop this past week?
I thought they were done.
I thought they were done too, and I went through and I took a look, and I was like, "These motherfuckers here."
Do we like it?
No, we don't.
Okay,
not one thing in there.
Is that gonna be the last drop though?
I don't know.
Is it pink?
No, it's brown, and it's got the Ivy Park logo all over it, but everything is skin tight.
Oh, I'm not. See, the way my body's set up.
Yeah.
The way my stomach's set up.
And so it's like swimsuits and leggings and tight this and squishy that. And I was very disappointed because I was like, I usually like to try to buy one or two things from each drop.
Right.
And that's not true. I buy like 5 or 6 things from each drop. But nonetheless, but I mean, it's normally like outfits that I'm buying.
Yes.
Right.
But,
and they're dope though.
Yes.
They really are.
I love them. But these, nothing in this drop.
Stood out,
nothing. And I'm not buying a swimsuit. There were no trunks. I mean, because if it had a trunks, I probably would have got some trunks because I wear those. But no, nothing.
Not just like anything like regular shorts or a skirt. Everything's tight.
Everything was tight. Everything. I was
That's
like,
it's for her concert, so people can have skin tight stuff to wear it to the concert.
I mean, I'll wear skin tight stuff, but people don't want to see that.
I don't want to. I see, and I don't. I don't like my clothes touching me like that. Yeah. So I don't. I barely.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This bra I had an issue with today because I was like, this motherfucker is tight. But that's because I'm getting pudgy.
But see, that's the rub. We're at the age where we don't care what other people think. We don't want to share that part of us with you. Like we don't. We know you don't want to see that, but we don't care.
We don't want to show that.
I'm just not comfortable. I'm going to be comfortable.
You know what? That's it. That's the key right there. It's like if I'm comfortable, like, you know, I've gained 20 pounds. So if I'm 20 pounds lighter, then my outfits are going to show that I feel more comfortable and more confident.
Absolutely.
As of right now, we won't be doing any of that.
Thank you. Because when I was 20 pounds, because how much have I gained like this past year? Like 20 something pounds maybe. And yes, I was for the longest time wearing not tight clothes. I don't wear tight clothes. Right. But I was wearing more
form-fitting
clothes. Yeah, more fitting clothing. And now since I've gained the weight back, I don't want to. I don't want none of my clothes touching me like that.
Even if people tell you, it's like, no, it looks good. It's how I feel.
Right.
It doesn't make me feel
yes,
good.
And nobody has noticed. Everybody's like, you gained weight. I'm like, how do you not see a whole 20 pounds on a bitch? Are you kidding me? Right now, I see it. I see that shit right here.
We're our worst critics, though.
Yeah, we are. Absolutely.
I know when I've gained weight, the only good part about it is that I get my booty back, and I was like, hey.
Yeah, there's
But then I look at the stomach in front, I'm like, oh.
Right, I look like the letter S out in this motherfucker. Big titties, big stomach, big booty.
Right?
Today's podcast is brought to you by the letter S.
Right, exactly. I do. It's funny. I look like one of those old Donnie type. You know what a Donnie is? It's one of those fertility statues.
Oh, okay.
Big
yeah.
titties, big stomach, big thighs, big booty. That's what I look like.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
I mean, that's what we feel like we look like.
It's true.
Other people tell us that we
other people say differently. That is correct. My week wasn't so bad. I saw an old flame.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it was a very interesting meeting. We didn't do a whole bunch of talking, not a whole bunch of words. I was like, "You okay?" And they were like, "Yeah, I'm okay."
I think the word you're looking for is awkward.
It was awkward. It was slightly awkward. I was like, "You good?" They were like, "Yes, I'm good." And I'm like, "Okay." And, can I have a hug? Yeah, sure. And little you smell homeless hug, like barely touching me hug, like
I will from now on refer to those kind of hugs as that.
And I apologize. I said I might be a little sweaty. Sorry, and not just because it was hot as fuck outside. It was like literally. Did it hit 100 degrees or did it just feel? Yeah. Did it feel like 100 degrees? It hit 100. Yeah. Okay. And it was one of those days that I happened to be on the bus and coming home from work and so on and so forth. So it was kind of an interesting thing, and I was flooded with feelings, and I was flooded with like excitement to see this person, and then and then as the interaction was going on, I was
or lack of interaction.
Yes, it was just weird. The interaction was just very weird. I'm talking to the person, and the person is on the phone. At least they want me to believe that they're on the phone.
Yeah, it was weird for us hearing it.
Yeah,
we were just like, that's...
And they're not trying to get off the phone. They're like, I'm still in this conversation. I'm going to have this conversation even while you're here, and I haven't seen you in God knows how long. Right. And I'm not interrupting what I'm doing in order to be like, oh, hey, or hold on a second, because normally if you're on the phone with somebody and you see somebody you haven't seen in a while, you go, hey,
exactly,
and then you go, hold on a second, and you're like, I'm on, like hold on a second,
hold on a second, or I'll call you back.
Yes, either hold on a second to the person that you're on the phone with, or I'll call you back to the person you're on the phone with, or to the person that you're seeing. Oh my gosh, look, I'm in an important call. The person that you haven't seen in a while. I'm on an important call. Let me give me your number and I'll give you a call back, or something like that. Right. You know what I mean? And it wasn't. There was none of that. It was keep talking while I'm looking you dead in the face, and I'm like, oh, you still weird. Okay, all right. Not a problem.
Right.
Good seeing you again. You're still beautiful. You still make my loins itch, and I'm out of here. Like, for real, they do still make my loins itch, for real.
Itch even.
I got a.
Are you saying you got a tickle in your pickle? Someone used to say that all the time, and I was like, please stop saying that. Please, I don't like it.
A turkle in my perkle. But yeah, it was good seeing that person again. I don't have to do it anytime real soon, though.
You're good for a while, huh?
For a little while. Oh, Angela, what you got for us today?
I have a question for you guys today. Because I was thinking about this and I wanted to know your thoughts on it. Okay, so I'm mainly speaking to Gen X.
Gen X, yes.
When you're a kid, there's so many different television shows. You've got, like your MacGyvers and your Wonder Womans, and I'm thinking action shows. There were situations in these shows that I really thought were going to be much more of a problem as an adult than they really are. And so I would like to know, what was your situation that you actually kind of in your mind, because there are some that I actually kind of in my mind prepared for. Like when this situation happens to me, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay. So we know right off the bat, all right, I know that we all watched the same TV and we all saw the same shows and so on and so forth. And there were all of these things that were happening back then in these shows that we thought were going to be the issue right now. I'm going to count to 3. And when I say 3, I want you to tell me what you thought your issue was going to be.
But hold on, TV shows and not like the commercials or the ads that were like...
Yeah, no, TV shows. Because they would show these things.
I was thinking media in general.
Oh, media in general?
Yeah, just movies, TVs, commercials.
Okay, I'm going to say 3, and we're all going to say
2. them. I don't know which one to say.
And we're all going to say them at the same time. Okay. But I foresee us saying the same thing.
I have more than one, too. But one big one.
I do have one, but there's the one big one, and we're all going to say it, okay? You ready?
Yes.
We are. You better, Andy. Get on board. 1, 2, 3. Quicksand.
See, quicksand was my other one. See, I said fire because I think about because of the stop, drop, and roll. But quicksand is my big one because I'm like, holy crap, how do you run into quicksand?
That's terrifying because it didn't seem like there was anything anyone could do to
get the fuck out of quicksand.
If you were to stay still, I was like, okay, you have to stay still. You can't panic.
Exactly.
Because if you panic and you move, you'll sink more.
Exactly. It pulls you down further. But bitch, do they even have quicksand anywhere in the world anymore? Ever.
I think if they have something, it doesn't look anything like what it was in the 70s on TV.
I am looking it up right now.
My other thing was being taken hostage and being tied up. And I used to think of ways to get out of ropes and stuff and they were always tied in the same position to a chair with the arms behind the back with ropes around, their torso and everything. And I used to try to think of how to get out of that.
See, and the funny thing is that you can go onto TikTok and find out how to get out of.
They've got that now. Yep.
Like I've totally seen situations where if you kind of rip your hands, I know, I backed up, but it's like because I'm leaning against my chair. But it's like where you. Like if your hands are behind your back, if you rip them open, or if they're tied together with duct tape, even force will rip the duct tape.
And they talk about how to do it with like zip ties and how to get out of zip ties and stuff like that. Yeah, but no,
see the fact that I like being tied up now might have something to do with that.
Well, them ropes are not going to let you get out.
No,
not the ropes that you be getting tied up with. No, them ropes ain't letting you out easy. But
take it to a whole nother level, suspension.
Right. And being the child that I was, because I was a lot more sheltered, but also I was just naive in general. I thought I would be approached about drugs a lot more often than I was.
Same here. I can't think of one time where someone like what they would show you in the DARE program.
Right.
If you're Gen X, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right.
The DARE program. That they would show you that people would be coming up. It's like, hey, you want to try some pot? Right. You want to try some weed? You want to try some coke? I never had anyone do that.
Are you sure?
I know I went looking for it. They know.
They never approached you.
I'm just saying. I'm like, hey.
She goes, I was on my own accord.
It's like,
when I went to go look for the pot.
It's like, hey, you know where to get some weed?
Do you have the pot?
Right.
May I have some, please?
I'm going to need some weed.
I have $5. How much of a pot can I get?
Can I at least get a joint?
Yeah, can I get one pre-roll?
So I guess no one had to approach me.
I learned it from watching you.
That did kind of scare me, the brain on
drugs
thing. Yeah, that's why I never really did anything other than, and even with weed, I didn't smoke it that much because I didn't want my brain to be scrambled.
My big thing was kidnapping. But mind you, that's a real thing.
It is.
It is a very real thing.
The way they showed it in 70s or in 80s TV, it wasn't as
it was
traumatizing.
It was a white van, and they would, which the irony being that does still very much happen. The white van pulling up, opening, snatching a nigga, and then throwing her back in the and it's usually her throwing her in the back, and that's it. That's the last thing you see. But back in the 70s, kidnapping was a huge thing. I'm saying the 70s. Where was I in the 70s?
70s and 80s, really.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go with the 80s on that, because 70s I wouldn't have been necessarily cognizant of the television that I was watching. But the 80s for sure.
The PSA, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
I was overseas, and we didn't have those, but we had the more you knows.
Oh, yeah.
So we saw those. So, quicksand, though, I was like, oh, I can't. When I get back to America, there's going to be some quicksand every goddamn where.
What about bomb diffusing? That kind of stressed me out, too. Because if I was in that situation, it's like, I want to know what wire to cut.
Right.
Is it the green wire? Let me Google it right quick.
Who thought, well, this is going to be this is going to be the common trope because everybody needs to know about defusing a bomb. Because it was everywhere.
Well, if you watch sci-fi, like Star Wars, and we used to watch Buck Rogers and
Yes.
stuff, space scared the shit out of me because there's no.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yes, Battlestar Galactica.
And I was like, you always
Girl.
got to be careful not to puncture these things, because back then, again, the deaths weren't as graphic, and they were kind of slow, and people would be clutching at their throat, and I'm dying because I'm running out of air, and I never wanted to be in that situation.
No.
So I was like, I'll never go to space ever. Which is true. I'm never going to space, but not necessarily because I'm scared of running out of oxygen.
No, that's the same reason why I don't want to go look at the Titanic. I'm just saying.
I've seen it. I've seen the movie. It's good enough.
So one of the things that came to my mind when you first approached the question was the episodes, and I want to say like Silver Spoons did it, and I want to say Different Strokes did it. I want to say Good Times did it when they're talking about molestation and abuse.
Yes.
And like someone touched them.
When they say it's a very special episode,
yes.
it's just like, I don't want to see that.
But see, that has happened.
It's true, and it's still happening.
And it's still happening.
I was a victim as a kid.
Yeah,
same.
So
it was just like, it's like, I have no interest in seeing this.
Right.
Poor Dudley.
Yes. Yes, Dudley.
What happened with Dudley? Did Dudley get touched?
He got touched.
Oh no!
I think
Dudley.
Arnold escaped it by, I don't know,
He
left
left
early or something like that, and poor Dudley.
Yeah, he stayed there.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sorry, Dudley.
Yes. Not because it's something that doesn't happen, but that was just one of the first things that occurred to me, because there's just different subjects that kept popping up back then.
Yes.
And that was one of them. But yes, Quicksand and the stop, drop, and roll. Like, how many times am I going to catch on fire?
And even as you're saying that, I was like, no, you're right. I mean, that's the only thing I knew to do with fire is like, if I ever caught on fire, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Stop, drop, and roll. That's all I know to do.
That's all I know to do.
Just in case y'all were wondering, if the last wire is black and the last digit of the serial number is odd, cut the fourth wire. Otherwise, if there is exactly one red wire and there's more than one yellow wire, cut the first wire. Otherwise, if there's no black wires, cut the second wire. Otherwise, cut the first wire.
Yeah. When they say the numbers,
I'm gonna stay out of bomb situations.
When they say the numbers, are they talking about like, are they in a row?
That's
like,
what I was wondering. Where are you counting from?
It says
fourth from.
It says if there are 5 wires, so I'm going to assume that
It's
the
left to
wires,
right.
the wires are left to right.
Okay.
There's like a 5-wire sequence usually, or sometimes for bombs.
Well, I'm going to give that the nano, and I'm just going to pass on bomb situations altogether.
I'm
I'd like to
put myself in situations.
No, I'd rather
I'm
not.
try not to.
We say that, then we go to escape room.
I know, right?
Like, defuse this bomb.
All we have to do is stay away from Eastern European gangsters, and we should be fine. I think.
She said, "I think, girl, or being
because
kidnapped
I think
by
Russians love to strap bombs to people."
They do.
That in my television experience.
Yes. And I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna say something racist, so I'm gonna be quiet right now. I was going to, because talking about strapping bombs on people.
Oh no,
no. This is post 9/11, so I'm gonna keep my fucking mouth shut right now.
Okay. You know what? I trust your judgment.
I do too.
Bismillahirrahim is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's good. It's a good thing what I just said.
Yeah, it is good. Gotcha.
No, there were just a lot of shows that had different shows that had the same repetition of subjects, and it made you think, well, I'm going to encounter that a lot as I get older.
Of course.
And just like,
we're seeing it, so of course, and we're kids,
right?
And we're like, okay, this must be showing what it's like as an adult.
I'm trying, because I just knew that this world was chock full of quicksand, but I figured. I did too. But I figured
any wooded area had quicksand.
Yes, right. I was about to say, because that's it. My thought was, okay, I live in the city, so I'm okay.
I'm safe.
If I stay out of the country, I won't get, if I stay out of the desert.
If I
stay out of the desert, then I won't hit quicksand.
Right.
And I've not visited the desert since.
That's another thing. The desert.
Like I used to go on a regular basis.
People crawling
through
the
and mirages. Right. And I was like, if I ever go to a desert, I'm going to have so much water. I'm not ever going to run out of
And you know what, though? The mirages are interesting because it's a real thing.
Well,
like, if you go to a desert and you look in the distance and you see that heat coming up, you think it creates things.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. And you want to, and you do go in that direction and you're like, oh, that's nothing. There's nothing there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, which is weird. Yes, a mirage is a very real thing that we believed that was going to be a problem, and it is. Mirages are a problem.
I just knew to stay the fuck out of deserts,
Right.
and stay the fuck out of the woods.
I knew not to take like a 2-hour tour on a boat.
Holy shit, we're Gen X. Listen, y'all, we're fucked up, okay? Because
Or a 3-hour tour. Sorry,
the
the world
Yes.
made sure that we were scared of every fucking thing, and the world made sure that we knew that they didn't care that we were scared of every goddamn thing.
I mean, the world does move to the beat of just one drum. I mean, what might be right for them may not be right for some. A man is born and he's a man of means. And then along come two, and they got nothing but their dreams.
I said dreams.
Genes, schemes.
Oh no, here she goes.
There we go.
But it takes different strokes to rule the world. Is all I'm saying.
Yes, it does.
Man, I love that show.
I know, it's so great. I had such a crush on Willis for the longest.
Oh, Todd Bridges.
Yeah,
So did I. Was it the same? He turned out.
I know.
Problematic.
I did like it when in the show he was dating Janet Jackson's
Yes.
character. I thought they were a good couple.
But then that makes me think about Penny.
Thank you. And
I
Penny
know.
with that little knot upside her head.
Girl, that's why I didn't like Good Times as a kid, because I was like, it's always some shit going on with them.
It got rough.
Everybody. But that
always
was
some shit.
which is interesting because
That was scared of irons.
see, and now,
Listen, girl.
but see, listen though. Here's the dealio. Okay, I'm just only thinking about this just now. Good Times. It hasn't changed. It's still that. You understand what I'm saying?
It is.
It's still that. That was a show, and it was supposed to depict that particular thing happening to this particular family, and so on and so forth. But it hasn't changed.
Right.
That is still a very relevant show today.
Yes, it is.
In how people are treated, in the poverty, in the living together in this huge in projects, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
As an adult, I can see the comedic effects better than I could as a kid, because you're an adult. You get the comedy better, but there's still
But the circumstances are the same.
it is totally relatable to
And
today.
I hate that.
It still
I don't-
applies
yeah.
to today.
I hate that.
That's
because
why I prefer to watch the Jeffersons.
I was gonna say the Jeffersons is,
Yes.
that's complete opposite of that.
I didn't really like it as a kid. I love it now. I love watching episodes of the
And
Jeffersons.
there's a lot more of the Cosbys now than there was when even the Cosbys was the show. You understand what I'm saying? Like class wise.
Oh yes,
Like
yes.
I'm saying a lot more class, but like class wise, there's a lot more lawyer wives and doctor husbands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Than there were during that time period. But the fact that, like, I think about the place where I work, and I think about where some of my coworkers come from, and I think about
You could just pluck them right out of Good Times.
yeah. Literally,
Yep.
it's kind of wild.
It's sad. Like I said, Good Times made me afraid of irons. And
Likewise.
I still, to this day, I'll just say stuff and I'll be like, damn.
Yes.
Yeah, Florida Evans will always be in our hearts for
Yes.
that one because yes, absolutely, that's part of our lexicon. That's part of the Negro lexicon.
Right. I didn't
Damn,
grow up with
damn,
a
damn.
dad, so John Amos' character,
Was
the
that
dad,
was that?
I thought he was mean and he scared me.
He was.
And I was like,
He was gruff.
I was like, I don't like him. I don't want a dad if that's what they are. I'm glad I just have a mom.
I'm trying to think. Were all the dads gruff back then?
I'm trying to think of
Gruff
to a degree, but not his kind of gruff.
no, because
he was.
Because I remember his nostrils.
flaring.
Girl.
I was going to say that too.
He always had those flaring ass nostrils.
Yes.
Yes.
That unfortunately was my biggest memory.
Okay, seriously, I think that's everyone's biggest memory of him.
And then JJ being just a cartoon character.
Yes.
Because he was
Yes.
so fucking lanky.
I can picture him spinning around in my mind and doing
Yes.
his little moves.
Thank
and
you.
stuff. Yeah.
And then thinking of the Cosby Kids, you remember, I'm going to be the one for you.
Yes.
Fat Albert.
Fat Albert. Yeah, Fat
Yes.
Albert. Thank you.
Yes.
Thinking of Fat Albert and thinking of that one nigga in Fat Albert that used to wear the balaclava
Yes.
over his face.
Yes.
Mushmouth.
Yes, and
Yes.
he was just tall and skinny, and I was like, "Oh, that's JJ." Just as a cartoon. That's it.
That was a great
loved
show.
Fat Albert.
I did too.
I would love to like watch those episodes again.
Okay,
now, as
we're
an
going
adult.
to do that, and we're going to podcast.
We'll
it.
talk about it.
We're going to review
because
them.
I want to watch those again as an adult
Yes.
and see how disgusted I might be. It's the truth.
Yeah,
No, it's gonna be
absolutely.
great.
You understand what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
yeah.
Because there's stuff that I watch now that I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, like either it'll make me angry or it'll make me sad or I'll realize that things have not changed, not one iota, and we're
Exactly.
still talking about the same shit because the same shit still exists.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
It's like going back and looking at the Disney movies and seeing how racist a lot of them were.
and those too. Oh my God, those goddamn Dumbo movies. And I'm like,
Song of the South.
yeah, oh,
The Siamese
tell you
Cats.
something about Song of the South. I knew that shit was racist when I watched it.
Oh yeah.
I never saw it, so I'm fortunate.
I watched that as a kid, and I knew it was racist back. I'm saying the word racist was not necessarily in my
Exactly.
vocabulary,
But you knew
But
it
I
wasn't
was
right.
like, but my thought was, this is part of American heritage. Like this buffooning. I don't know if I thought buffooning. I couldn't have because that wouldn't have been the word that was in my vocabulary at that time. But it just like it didn't. It's not that it didn't feel right, but it just felt sad. Like
Yes.
this is how they see us. This is a part of American culture, and we're the poor part of it. We're
Right.
the bad
Right.
part of it.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what that felt like at that time. Gosh, that's interesting to kind of relive that just now.
I think the only movie to me that held up that doesn't make me feel any of those ways is The Wiz. That still makes me very happy.
Yeah.
That's because it was for us, by us. It was
Okay.
FUBU. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
So that's why I like it. And of course, Michael Jackson was in it, and I liked him. I mean, it was cheesy as
You
fuck.
can't win. That's my
To
jam.
say, and Diana Ross and Nipsey Russell.
Yes, I love Nipsey Russell in that.
I don't remember who the lion was.
I don't think he was really big like on Broadway, but he didn't really do much more movie wise.
Thank
but
you. Yeah,
he is
kind of
one of my favorite characters.
Ted something.
Yes,
Ted.
Ross. or
Yes, I'm going to
something?
say Riley, Ted something. It
Right.
started with an R. I can't remember, unfortunately.
It was
I mean,
Teddy Riley.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Well, you know what? Even if it was, he still looked good.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
That's
he
true.
ages well.
In the Wiz. The lion in the Wiz. I spelled the Wiz wrong.
That's all right. They knew what you were talking about because I see it right there on your screen. But you can't let it go.
Nope. I'm going to be able to do it. Ted Ross.
Yeah,
That's
all
it.
right.
Theodore Ross
Yeah.
Roberts.
Because he's a mean old lion.
He passed away in 2002.
Aw.
Oh, that's amazing. But yes. So, and then I remember, the play. That's what I saw when I was a little kid. I saw the play. As a matter of fact, I still have the program to it.
In the movie, did that subway part scare you? Because it freaked me out.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember.
They were being chased, like the pillars in the subway came off of the pillars and they were
like
like
chasing.
shaking and
Yeah,
shaking,
honestly,
chasing
I
them.
do
It was
not remember
freaky.
that part. Now I got to go back and watch The Wiz like tonight. Actually, I'm watching Abbott Elementary, so I have to wait.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. I was so annoyed. All right, digression.
Okay.
I watched Abbott Elementary and then they went on break, but I thought that it was like the end of the season. But no, it's a continuation
Yes.
of the season, but it was just after the break. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't realize that we were still we were
still
coming
doing
back.
that,
Yes.
yeah.
And so I don't know, I saw something on TikTok and I was like, oh, Abbott Elementary must be back. And then I went to go look for season 3 that did not exist. And I was like, the fuck? And then went and looked under season 2 and there's like 10 episodes.
Yeah, they
was
take
like,
breaks during the season.
I had no idea
Yeah.
that's what was happening, which I appreciate because I much rather have a break than a whole waiting for the next season because you have to wait a whole year.
Yeah, there's
And
a lot of shows that have a mid-season finale.
they
and then
need to
you come
stop
back,
doing
yeah.
that shit because let me tell you something about these year-long breaks. I lose interest in your show.
Well, no, the mid-season finale is they have it like right before Christmas, and then they come back like 3 weeks later.
Yep.
with
Oh no, I
with
had
the
no idea.
continuation
And then
of
most
it.
shows will take the break during the summertime because no one's around to really watch that stuff.
Right.
And then they start back in the fall.
Oh, okay, because I don't be watching TV, so I don't be knowing. So I'm like, oh, okay, is that what's happening? All right, good. Well, good to know, because now I've got I saw 2 episodes last night, so I can watch some more tonight. So I'll watch The Wiz after that. As a matter of fact, I'm about to make a
Actually,
list.
You want to do that for next week's show?
The Wiz?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I won't be here.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I'll be back. I'll be back by then. Won't I?
Will you though? But will you decide that you like it there so much that you'll stay?
I doubt it.
Extra?
I doubt it. It's too expensive.
Oh, okay.
But
fair enough.
But even then, we usually record every other week.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah.
Okay. Yes, we can do that on the next show. For sure.
So I actually have it on DVD because I
do you?
fucking love that movie.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Any more?
That was it for me. I just wanted to know what shows traumatized you as kids that you had to unlearn as an adult.
I'm trying to think. Did I also think that there would be a lot of that zombies were a thing? I don't think I thought zombies
No, they
were
really
a thing.
did the zombies quite like they did in the 80s.
right.
Yeah.
So Andi, you gonna pop it for us,
I'm
girl?
gonna pop that thing.
Gonna pop it, baby.
We know that ain't the words.
I know, but it's like we sing it every fucking time.
We do.
So today's story is called "Caught Up in the Ratchet."
Caught up in the ratchet of love.
I'm here for it.
So this happened a few weeks ago, but there's been a recent update. Anita Baker is touring, and Babyface was her opener. But she has removed him from that because they basically had a public spat on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, so people on social media got to see all this stuff kind of go down.
Really?
So,
I did not see that.
Yes.
I'd like to know what a Babyface Anita Baker spat
Right.
is like.
Those are my 2 favorites.
So on June 12th, Anita ripped into Babyface about his followers because she calls them his crazies. So,
But you know
They're
what?
all
Anita,
old like us. How crazy can they
but
be?
you know what?
Yeah.
No, Anita Baker sometimes be spicy in her mouth.
yes, she is spicy.
Her and Dionne Warwick be out there on Twitter being spicy.
Absolutely. So she
And not spicy sexy.
No.
Spicy mean.
yes, absolutely.
like my armpits. Yeah. Spicy meat. Okay.
So this concert tour is in honor of the 40th anniversary of her debut album.
Okay.
So she's
Shit. Don't stop telling me how old stuff is.
I know.
The 40th anniversary.
Oh, my
Let me
God.
tell you something. If she comes through, I'm going.
Well, she is. I think she already came through. She's 65 and Babyface is 64.
Oh,
So
what?
yes,
We're not as old as we thought.
I just spat on myself. But I'm just that. Oh my gosh, 64. Okay, go ahead.
So on May 10th, they were in Newark, New Jersey, and the show was delayed for a couple of hours because of technical difficulties. And basically what ended up happening is they cut Babyface's opening set so she could do her full performance.
But it's her tour.
She's the showrunner, so
Right.
yes, he's the opener. So basically the video wall glitched, and so they weren't able to get the screen running in time. Now for me, I'm like, why do you need that video wall?
For those of us in the back who had to pay for cheap seats and can't see shit.
I guess, but I don't know. I would rather
Andy
just hear
has
it.
ruined us because we don't know nothing about
Yeah,
that.
we
We don't know nothing about that life no
we
more.
be sitting up at the front with Andy. Okay, fucking around, be broke, messing around with Andy.
We don't even look behind us because they're not worth us even turning around to look at.
I'm sorry.
We did. We were like, look, if we'd have had popcorn, we'd have tried to throw that shit. But Andy was like, let the plebeians sit behind us.
I just did. I was trying to be in my moment.
You were.
And
We absolutely were not about to fuck with your moment.
And it was perfect.
Happy Mother's Day.
yes. So, Babyface posted, I was asked not to perform in order to give Ms. Baker her space and time to perform her show in its entirety. My band and I are extremely saddened we didn't get to perform for y'all tonight. And then Baker...
Wait a minute, but he did perform, but they just cut him off, right?
No, he was cut entirely.
Oh, cut, period.
He was cut entirely.
Oh, I'd have been mad about that.
He was cut entirely
Because
to allow him his full time.
You want to be able to see Babyface.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
So that show would have just, I would say,
because there would have been a lot of people that were there to see
Babyface.
Right. But you know what, though? Because I was about to say that show would have just had to have gone over, but they can't, or else they have to end up paying fines.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Because Keith Sweat cut it right the fuck off
Yep.
in like the middle of his set.
Yes, absolutely. So we don't know all the intricacies behind the scenes, but yeah, I mean, because they got to continue to pay for the people that work there and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly
so
why.
Yeah. So
makes literally something like
thousands
of dollars per minute.
Yes.
Just in case you were wondering, Anita Baker will be here December 17th at the American Airlines Center.
So she posted on Twitter about the delay, and she says it was way past time for a headline performer to be on stage. Anita Baker's support act did not perform. I have no contract with support act, not my call. I did what I was contracted to do in love as headline performer of my sold out concert.
God damn. Come on, Anita. Don't be petty. That's probably why she ain't had no albums made in God knows how long, because she out here being rude.
Look at you. You're just going in on it.
Right. I mean, the way that she worded that, it's just like the shade all over the place.
Yes. My fans came to see me and
right. I did what I was supposed
and she didn't even name him. You know, she's just it's just ugly. It's messy. So on June 9th, she posted it.
And he didn't say anything.
No, he was apologizing.
He was basically saying we got cut so that Miss Baker could do her thing.
That's it.
And
he wasn't ugly about it at all.
And she took it wrong.
Yes. So on June 9th, she posted about his silence, because apparently she was getting ate up by a lot of the people for him being cut.
And, and I'd have been like, I have no contract with those people.
Right. Right. So she says, when a friend is being attacked by your friends because of misinformation, fake news, and you have an opportunity to say something correct it, it's the right thing to do. Reputation, peace, and safety matters. And you have to understand, when I'm reading this, I'm trying to enunciate and say it how it's read, but she capitalizes a lot of different things in weird spots. She's one of those people.
She is being messy.
Does she do she's one of those people that does like a bunch of ellipses too?
Yes.
Yeah, there's
a bunch of exclamation points and shit.
All of that. All of that.
Anita.
So she says that Babyface was breaching his contract past his set time in different performances, I guess previous shows. And so fans were getting mad, saying that she is not acknowledging him as her equal. Right. And
he really is. And if you want to be absolutely real about it, I'd say he's probably her better.
No, I agree, because of the music he's produced and written for
everyone, of people.
Yes.
And here go Anita
across genres.
Thank you. And granted, Anita is right up there with Brian McKnight in that their music is going to be around.
It's timeless.
Yeah, it's going to be Mozart and all of that shit. But ma'am, part of the reason that people are going to stop coming to see you is because you out here being a diva. Right. And you really don't have too much to be, because I can really understand the things you say.
Right.
And if it wasn't for the fact that I knew the lyrics because I had a fucking lyric sheet, bitch, I don't think we would know much of the words
got it
to
out
anything
of the cassettes and folded it out to read the lyrics.
Yes, I absolutely did.
Yep.
So Jack A. Harry commented on Babyface's Instagram.
Jack A.
And said
Jack A. enters the chat.
Right. Mm-hmm. So she's like, he deserves better. And then Stephanie Mills responded.
Ooh, that's Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
All in the greats.
We caught up in the Ratchet. That's what I'm saying. So Stephanie Mills responded to his statement on Twitter saying, one would think as older artists who are considered iconic and or legendary, we would treat each other with respect and dignity.
Thank you. She is right about that.
Yes. And then Lonely Love said, I hope she and
Shut the fuck up, Money, because you don't have bitch, you don't. I know the fuck you didn't try to come in here when the grown-ups is talking.
Right.
She is literally our age, if not older.
Exactly. And she been here for literally hours and hours, while these niggas have been here for decades and years.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So Loney says, I had hoped she and her team had improved for the better over the years. Basically referencing the rumor of her being a diva.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that, she's beefed with other stars like Luther Vandross. And apparently she responded to the Vandross comments by saying, Mr. Vandross and I were on one of the most successful R&B pop sold out arena concert tours of its time.
She is much more than she
actually
is.
Yes, she is. As successful business partners often do, we had disagreements. We also had joy. And then they said that she continued to engage with the trolls. Mm-hmm. And she said, she was referring to Babyface's people as Kenny's crazies. And then she says...
So she going to insult his fans as well? Oh, my God.
Then she replied to one of the trolls saying, there is a white man behind these grown black men harassing me and gaslighting my fans because he can't take over this tour. So he wants to destroy it. Kenny's crazy narcissist. Babyface, call off your boys. Now, I don't know what she's talking about there. And I don't
even know if she knows.
Right.
Kenny's, wait a minute. There's a white man behind
these grown black men.
She's being weird.
Right. And so, she goes on to say stuff about fake news and false narrative. It's a false narrative that he was a co-headliner and he was creating.
She's like, I'm the headliner.
Exactly.
He was the opening act. Oh my God. You know who else got into it like that? Monique and DL Hewley.
Oh, really?
Yes. They got into it like that, where they were arguing over who was top billing. But in public, on Twitter.
That's
and I was
crazy.
like,
y'all need to take that somewhere.
Right.
So
private.
So Anita was basically saying that Babyface was creating unrealistic expectations and aggression. So since then, she's been dealing with all the tweets and stuff. And on June 13th, she said, after silently enduring cyberbullying, verbal abuse, and threats of violence from the fan base of our special guest support act, again, she never says his name.
She would never acknowledge.
In the interest of personal safety, I will continue the songstress tour alone. Appropriate refunds will be made. So then Babyface issued a statement on Twitter, and he said, I'm saddened by the news that Anita Baker has decided to remove me from the songstress tour. It's unfortunate and disheartening to see how things have played out via social media. While I was looking forward to the rest of the dates, I have nothing but love and respect for Anita, and I wish her the best for the remainder of her tour. That's class.
Yes, it is. And you know what? Here's the deal. He knew who she was when he went on this thing.
Yep.
I'm almost certain that he was like, I know who she is, and I know the bullshit that we've heard in the industry, and blah, 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 and it's probably dealt with some of her bullshit before.
He has, yes.
And then turned around and said, but I'm going to take a chance anyway, and I'm going to help with this tour. Because in all honesty, I would have been just as excited to see either one of them in tour. You understand?
Right, absolutely.
It would have been a bonus for me to get both of them. But this little situation right here, I'm like, Anita,
just change my mind.
Yeah, get your shit together,
it's
honey,
ugly.
because
it's
you
ugly.
out here being, if you want to be super real, if you ask me where I'm going to spend my money, I'd probably spend it on him faster than I spend it on
agree.
you.
Absolutely. Apparently they had a legal dealing in 2006 when he sued her, but that's been settled, and she says there's no hard feelings between them. But apparently she also got into it back in the day, in 2015 actually, with Cheryl Lynn, the Got to Be Real.
Really?
Yes. Because Cheryl posted a screenshot that she was blocked from being able to follow Anita on Twitter.
Yeah, honey. Anita's block game is strong, honey. She has blocked the Read. She's blocked Kid Fury from the Read. She has blocked. No, I was about to say Kev on Stage, but it wasn't Kev on Stage. She didn't block either one of them. But she has blocked.
What kind of asshole do you have to be to actually have a beef with Luther Vandross?
Right. And I'm like, why did she block Cheryl Lynn? And Cheryl's like, I thought we were cool. And
Cheryl's like, leave me the fuck out of it.
What's going on? So anyway, the songstress tour is set to continue on June 30th.
She looked like a mean granny.
She does, though.
Because I was looking at her
Anita?
her picture on here while I was looking up tour dates, and I was like, yeah, she looked like she one of them grandmas is mean.
Yeah, like you're scared to be around them because whatever you do, they're going to snap at you about it.
You can't touch nothing. You can't go in the refrigerator and grab a Sprite. Of course, I might just be talking from my own experience.
Right. My thought is like, you really haven't been back out there for so long.
Right.
So why would you come out here being this way?
Because she is who she is. I think that she's always been that way. And that's
obviously,
the only way
that's
she
the
knows
reason
how to
that
be.
her career hasn't progressed as much as it could.
Right.
Exactly.
What's rather fortunate is that she made a couple of really good albums, but I'm sure that part of it was her frustration. She was like, I'm not dealing with this shit no more. And therein lay the reason she probably stepped out of the limelight. But to step back into it and then turn around and be a dick.
Right.
Girl.
And apparently it's not the isolated incident. So, I don't know how the rest of the tour is going to go for her when it picks back up on June 30th. But Babyface just this week was doing the Jason Lee show. And he made a surprise announcement.
I just had that pulled up.
That he's going to do a solo tour where he's headlining.
Yep.
He's about to take her money.
He said, we'll put something together because everyone's asking for it. So let's do that.
Yep.
So kudos to Babyface. He's just a class act from this situation anyway.
He should absolutely have Teddy Riley with him.
I agree.
On that tour.
I agree.
There's so many people though that he's done stuff for. He could have so many people.
I mean, he could have After 7 because they're related.
Oh my God! Why did I just get goosebumps? Because we love After 7.
I was about to say, it's been a long time since we heard anything from After 7. Is After 7 still performing?
They are. They've come through 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
and it's a good show every
really
single
is.
time.
Really?
Yes.
Y'all are so funny to me. Go ahead.
Yes. So, we'll see how this plays out. We'll see how, actually, because of this, I kind of want to go to the Babyface concert.
I do. Likewise.
So I'm going to keep an eye out for that. Because of this, I'm completely turned off of Anita.
And I hate that because I really like Anita Baker, and I would definitely be the person that would definitely be in the, you're my angel.
Right.
I can absolutely see
I
myself
will
doing
still
that.
listen to her playlist on
Oh,
Tidal.
don't get it twisted.
She's not canceled, but it's just you just have a different perspective of her now.
I don't feel the need to have money spent on seeing her.
So knowing who her audience is, which is generally people around our age,
right?
I'm wondering if they're media savvy enough to be on Twitter and see this shit, because it happened on Twitter, right?
Yep.
Everything happens on Twitter.
Right.
To go back and forth and do all of this shit, will her ticket sales stay the same? I bet you they'll decline.
Oh,
if
no,
they know that
have
Kenny
to.
is not on there
Exactly.
anymore, they'll be like, "Nah, I'm not going."
Right.
It had to be. I would think that at the very most, people are like, "Oh, I get this 2 for 1," but it's like, "Yeah, I get to see Babyface."
Right. Exactly.
So I wonder how that's going to work.
I think if I'd have bought the tickets for both of them, and then come to find out that Kenny's not going, or I keep Kenny like he's my friend.
Right.
But come to find out that Babyface isn't going, I think I would probably get my ticket refund.
I agree, because they're going to give refunds
or give me half.
Well, they are giving refunds for the tickets for the rest of the shows that he canceled on. Okay. But I'm like, can you get a full refund? Can I just cancel my ticket completely? Because you know how tickets are now, like you have to have like insurance. So I mean, they say they were going to refund for partial. I don't know that I'd want to go.
Even go, period.
I don't know that I'd want to go at all.
Especially knowing that this is the reason why.
Exactly.
Because you out here being a bitch.
Because it makes me wonder, because they talk a lot about Babyface's people speaking up for him, but I'm wondering, I didn't go look. I should have went and looked at her posts to see what her people were like, because I mean, evidently there's a lot of support for her too, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, I would think so.
They are Twitter savvy enough to be on there and do stuff. Now whether or not they take this information and go, oh, let me not
right, let me not
spend my money in this place.
Yeah,
we have not heard anything negative about Babyface almost ever.
I think
the closest the closest we came was kind of his dealings with TLC and Pebbles and all of that stuff.
And that was Pebbles.
That was Pebbles. And more so than that was 30 years ago.
Okay.
So
stop telling me how old shit is.
That was fucking 30 years ago, and we ain't heard hide nor hair since. Because I bet you he learned his lesson. Was like, no, let me be at least 6 degrees of separation from the fuckery.
Yep.
But here he goes, and this bitch done out here literally outed his ass. Fuck her. I mean, not fuck her.
And
but,
we ain't heard from Pebbles since
1987,
1988.
Look at Pebbles is out there working a field somewhere.
She doesn't have a Mercedes boy.
I did love that song though.
Anything else?
No, that's all I've got.
All right, Angela, tell them where they can find us.
You guys can find us at multiplegabwounds.com. There's a link there that says check us out on social media. Click it and check us out on social media.
Yeah, bitches.
Also, you guys should email us at mgwlistener@gmail.com. I almost said, I had to stop myself from saying podcast.com. Oh, good Lord.
Please send
See,
nudes.
I didn't drink during this episode, and sometimes shit don't always flow right. So let's try that again. That is mgwlistener@gmail.com.
Please send nudes.
Yes. Ooh, I like nudes.
And by nudes, I mean noodles specifically.
Oh, I like those even better. Rice noodles. I love them. Pho noodles.
You can send her dick pics or whatever, but send me noodles.
All right. I want specifically rice noodles.
Yes, please.
So as I'm sitting here coloring dick pics as we talk.
So, and give us your stories and all of that. And we said last episode, we're working on a Patreon. So hopefully by the time you hear this, we will have it up and going. Please consider supporting us. We're an independent podcast. We do everything on our own, which is why we suck at social media. We're trying, man. We're trying.
And we thank you so much for your support. You motherfuckers are awesome.
You are.
With that, I've been Tony.
I'm Angie.
I'm Andi.
And we'll see you motherfuckers next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm the last word.
What's the last word? Be titty.
Oh, well, fuck.
That'll work.